But going back to the Pistons, I'm gonna say I was impressed last night. You can say you don't believe in moral victories or whatever, but hey, these motherfuckers got to get some type of victory. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving them a moral victory for how they came out last night after such a crushing loss versus Brooklyn, right? Like you had fucking Cade leave it all out there, 41, 9, and 5, I think. And then they come back and they go up they go up by 20 against the best team in the league who hasn't lost at home. They put up a good fight. They take it to OT. Bro, it's like I gained a bit of respect for them because I thought that the Celtics were going to blow the fucking doors off them. I thought they were going to come in there defeated after that, deflating loss that they took. But bro, these motherfuckers are like Stan Marsh from fucking South Park. Like, I ain't hear the bell. Like they still got some fight in them. I am thoroughly impressed, dog.
Yeah, it's funny because there's a narrative surrounding the Pistons that like they have no talent, which is actually completely misplaced in my opinion. It's really just poor management and coaching, in my opinion. They've got good players. As a matter of fact, every young team should be striving to get their core 5. And I think they have 4 of those 5 guys. Like, I think Jalen Duren is the right center for them to build around. I think Asar Thompson is like this 3 that is an incredibly agile perimeter defender. Yeah. He's one of the best perimeter defenders. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Jaden Ivey, like this recent stretch where he's been hooping, it's the first time all season he's consistently gotten good minutes. It's literally the first time. And like, if you actually dig into the numbers, like Jaden's been an awesome on the ball creator. All of his like static half court creation stuff has been over a point per possession. And if you actually combine if you look at just the minutes where Cade, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren are on the floor together this season, they have a positive net rating. They literally do. It's come down to injuries. That's been a part of it. For whatever reason, Monty Williams being unwilling to give Jaden Ivey the same long leash that most young teams that have young draft prospects get, and then the bench, man, the incessant playing of just like straight up non-NBA players.
Straight, he rolls out 5-man rotations of straight bench players, not a starter in the mix at all. Like that's madness, bro.
All I want for the holidays this year is some NBA action. This week, new customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets just for betting $5. An instant dub just for you.
The Lakers have a tough stretch coming up. Boston on Christmas, couple road games against the Timberwolves. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on these lines to see how DraftKings thinks LeBron and them boys are going to stack up.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins, Jenkins. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on basketball. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/basketball for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. This is what I wanted to get into with Jason, because I know that you are an analytics guy and a film grinder. Is as we've all come to know so much more about the Pistons, you see this like the Pistons beat writers almost screaming onto Twitter, like, thank God the national audience is finally seeing how much of this is mismanagement by Monty Williams, because I do think there's some clips that go out of like bad turnovers and stupid plays that I think led to the narrative, like you were talking about, like, this is just a bunch of JUCO players trying to play in the NBA or something. But there is all this mismanagement. And as Tyler pointed out, I think they had like 8 minutes last night where they had no starters in the game. In a game where they were winning, the Celtics go on a 14-2 run with no timeout from Monty Williams in the third quarter. So Jason, how much of this is, wow, if you put someone in there who is really trying to win games, maybe this stuff goes different. Like, how much of this do you think is on the way the game's being managed?
Most of it. Because what's so silly about it is, like, if you're going to be bad with a sense of direction. Meaning, like, if you're going to be bad with the intention of accumulating draft assets and by giving your young players super long leashes to figure out how to play together. And, one of the things, like with Killian Hayes, for instance, like, we have a pretty large sample size of Killian Hayes being mostly bad, right? But Jaden Ivey is a young player who's literally in his second season, who you brought off the bench the majority of this year as like a guy that, like, like legitimately was one of the big standouts in summer league for his brief little stint. Like he had this, I was there 2 years ago, literally just was killing everybody for a half a quarter before he sprained his ankle. No one could keep him in front off the dribble. He's been one of the most exciting like dribble drive two guards that we've seen come out of the draft in a long time. They actually have all of these like position groups, they all complement each other actually pretty well, which I think is why they've been good when they've played. It's just been a mismanagement of the rotation. And again, it makes no sense. Like, why would you be bad without a sense of direction? Meaning you're giving the wrong guys long leashes. You're giving the wrong guys tons of minutes. And, I've had a lot of Pistons fans ask, like, what do they need to do to the lineup? What do they need to do to the lineup? What they need to find is a 4 so that they stop playing two bigs. They need to find a 4 that they can play between, in the big picture, Asar eventually at the 3, although he's been coming off the bench, and Jalen Duren. The guy that I'd like to see the Pistons go after is Kyle Kuzma. I think he'd be a really, really interesting fit with them as a little bit more of a grown-up, a guy who has a championship pedigree. They don't need a perimeter defender.
Boy.
They don't need a perimeter defender at the 4 because Asar Thompson is such a good perimeter defender. And Jaden Ivey, I think, will be one day once he kind of figures those pieces out. But like, I actually think there's a bright future there. They just like don't underestimate how much like this kind of stuff plays a role. I mean, we're going to talk about the Lakers later. Like the Lakers have a coach that like straight up like just will not start their third best player. Just won't do it. You know what I mean? Like this kind of thing is a thing that happens in the NBA, and it plays a bigger role than you'd think.